waiting for the pain to fade, thinking if you just give it time, maybe it'll stop cutting so deep. But what if healing doesn't come through waiting? What if it comes through war? What if the freedom you crave is tied to a choice you've been too afraid to make? Because the truth is, this isn't about them anymore. This is about you, your heart, your peace, your future. And every day you hold on to what broke you, you give it permission to keep you bound. You say you want to move forward, but you're dragging a past that's not going to fix itself. So maybe the real question is, are you ready to stop bleeding and start breaking free? Time heals all wounds. That's what they told you, isn't it? And just wait it out. Be strong. Keep yourself busy and let the days pass. But days turn into months and months into years, and guess what? The wound is still there, covered up with distractions, patched with silence, but not healed. Because time doesn't heal, truth does. Forgiveness does. And I know you've been told that forgiving someone means forgetting what they did. Like you're supposed to erase it. Pretend it never happened. Act like it didn't shake you to your core. But let me free you right now. Forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness is not pretending. Forgiveness is not saying it was okay. It's not about excusing the hurt or ignoring the injustice. And it's definitely not about inviting them back into the same access they once had. See, we confuse forgiveness with reconciliation, like they're two sides of the same coin, but they're not. Forgiveness is your healing. Reconciliation, that's optional, and it requires repentance, change, and safety. But your healing, that's your responsibility. You can forgive someone and still never speak to them again. You can forgive and still put up boundaries. You can forgive without ever trusting them like that again. Because forgiveness doesn't mean restoring the relationship. It means releasing yourself from its grip. And I get it. I really do. You're scared that forgiving them lets them off the hook. That if you release the anger, the pain, the weight, it means they won. But what if I told you that holding on to it means they're still winning? That as long as you stay chained to what they did, they're still in control. You keep replaying it, reliving it, rebleeding from the same old wound. And meanwhile, they've moved on. Forgiveness doesn't let them off the hook. It pulls you off their hook. It gets you out of the trap they left you in. And here's another truth we don't like to admit sometimes. We hold on to the pain because it feels safer than the unknown. It's familiar. It's ours. But God didn't create you to be a prisoner of your past. He didn't breathe life into you so you could spend your days locked in emotional chains. You've survived too much to stay stuck in what happened. It's time to stop waiting for healing to come from the outside and start taking back the power that was always inside you. You don't have to trust them. You don't have to call them. You don't even have to understand why they did it. But you do have to decide that they no longer get to keep space in your soul. Forgiveness is not about them. It's about you. It's about the weight you've been carrying that was never yours to hold. It's about the peace you deserve, the joy that's waiting on the other side of release, the purpose that's been paused until you stop bleeding from what's behind you. So let the truth set you free. Let the lie die. Time doesn't heal all wounds, but forgiveness, that's where the real healing begins. At one point, it felt like it was impossible. Forgiveness, that's where the real healing begins. Some pain doesn't scream. It's settled. It hides beneath your smile, behind your busy schedule, under your eyes. You think you've moved on. You think you've let it go. But your body knows. Your spirit knows. Because unforgiveness isn't loud, it's heavy. It's a weight you carry so long you forget what it's like to walk without it. You normalize the tension in your chest, the short fuse, the anxiety at night that won't let you rest. You call it life, but it's not life, it's bondage. And the hardest part, most people around you can't even see it. You look functional, you get the job done, you laugh at the right times, but deep down, you're stuck, stalled. Because unforgiveness doesn't just live in your memory. It leaks into your dreams. It poisons your peace. It puts a ceiling over your joy and a wall around your heart. You wonder why you can't feel God like you used to, why your prayers feel dry, why your relationships keep hitting the same wall. And it's not always the devil attacking you, it's the weight of what you refuse to release. You think you're protecting yourself by holding on, but you're actually bleeding from the inside. Holding on to hurt is like clutching a thorn. You keep bleeding every time you remember. And the crazy thing is that thorn might have been handed to you by someone who never said sorry. Someone who walked away like it didn't matter. But the thorn didn't stay in their hand. It stayed in yours. You're the one bleeding. You're the one stuck. You're the one missing sleep while they sleep just fine. Let me say this with love, but with power. Unforgiveness is costing you more than they ever did. It's robbing your energy. It's draining your faith. It's holding hostage the version of you that God is calling forth. And maybe you've been asking for a breakthrough, for clarity, for peace, but God can't feel hands that are already full of resentment. You've got to put it down, even if it's not fair, even if it wasn't your fault, even if they never say a word. You don't need their apology to begin your freedom. I know it feels like letting go means they get away with it. But what if letting go means you get away from the cycle, from the pain, from the story that's been replaying in your head for years? What if your healing isn't waiting for time, but for you? What if freedom was always a choice, and now it's yours to make? You've carried it long enough. You've cried in secret long enough. You've performed through the pain long enough. God didn't bring you this far to be weighed down by what should have been left behind. The burden you feel, that's not yours to carry anymore. It's time to put it down. It's time to feel light again, to feel peace again, to breathe without that pressure sitting on your chest. So here's the question. What would your life look like without that weight? Are you willing to find out? Pain hurts because it matters. That's the hard truth. When someone breaks your trust, when rejection cuts deep, when injustice stares you in the face, it hurts because it wasn't supposed to happen to you. You didn't ask for the betrayal. You didn't sign up for the heartbreak. And when it lands, it leaves a scar that's not just skin deep, it runs through your soul. It hurts because what happened mattered. It hurt because it touched the places in you that are sacred, the places that carry your hope, your dreams, your value. Sometimes we try to rush past the pain like it's an enemy to defeat, but pain is a messenger. It's proof you loved deeply, that you trusted, that you believed. And God isn't asking you to pretend it didn't break you. He's not asking you to act like the wound doesn't exist or like it didn't change your story. No. He sees your pain. He meets you in your brokenness. The hurt is real, and that's okay. You have the right to grieve what was lost, what never should have been taken from you. Naming the wound is the first step to taking its power away. When you call it what it is, betrayal, rejection, injustice, you stop letting it sneak around in the shadows, controlling your every move. You shine a light on it, and light exposes the lies it's been telling you, that you're worthless, that you deserved it, that you're forever broken. Those lies have no place in your healing. And here's the thing. Healing doesn't mean the hurt disappears overnight. Healing means you refuse to let the hurt dictate the rest of your life. Healing means you give yourself permission to feel, to mourn, to rage, and then to rise. You don't have to be okay before you forgive. You don't have to pretend the pain isn't real or that it didn't shake your foundation. Forgiveness is the step you take even when the wound is still tender, even when your heart still aches. God's grace meets you right where you are. Broken, hurting, confused. He doesn't expect you to have it all together, but he does call you to release the weight of unforgiveness so that you can step into the freedom he's been preparing for you. That freedom isn't about forgetting the pain or excusing what happened. It's about choosing not to let it have the final word. This pain you're carrying, it's a sign of your humanity, your capacity to love and hope. And that capacity is not lost. It's waiting for you to reclaim it. The question is, will you allow your hurt to be your prison, or will you let it be the doorway to your breakthrough? So don't run from your pain. Name it. Feel it. And when you're ready, release it. Because your future, the one full of joy, love, and purpose, is waiting on the other side. Forgiveness isn't a neat, tidy process. It's messy. It's uncomfortable. It's the ugly middle that no one talks about. Because when you decide to forgive, you're not just letting go of the hurt. You're also letting go of something else. You're letting go of the justice you thought you deserved. You're letting go of the hope that they'd ever say sorry. You're letting go of the story you've been telling yourself about how it all should have ended, and that hurts. Letting go feels like losing, like admitting defeat, like you're handing over your power to someone who never deserved it in the first place. It feels like they win. And maybe in some ways, that's the hardest part. Because we want justice. We want fairness. We want the scales to be balanced, the debt to be paid. But forgiveness, it asks you to grieve the justice you won't get, to mourn the closure you'll never have, to accept that some things in this life aren't fair. But here's the beautiful truth. Forgiveness isn't surrender. It's strength. It's courage. It's choosing freedom over bitterness, peace over resentment, healing over pain. When you forgive, you're not saying what happened was okay. You're saying, I refuse to let this break me. Your healing is the best revenge. It's the way you take back your power, your peace, your life. And yes, the ugly middle is hard. You'll grieve. You'll cry. You'll feel loss. But you will also find something new. Freedom. A lightness in your step, a peace that doesn't depend on their actions or their apologies. Because the truth is, the person who hurt you doesn't get to keep you. They don't get to hold your future hostage. They don't get to define your worth or your joy. Forgiveness is the bridge from where you are to where God wants you to be. It's the passage through the pain to the promise. And it's a daily choice. You might forgive one day and feel peace, and the next day the pain might resurface. That's okay. Healing is not linear, it's a process, and it's worth it. So don't rush through the ugly middle. Sit with it. Feel the loss. Grieve the justice you won't get, but keep moving forward. Because on the other side of that grief is the freedom you've been waiting for. Forgiving when it feels unfair, that's one of the hardest battles you'll ever face. Because deep down, your heart knows the truth. You don't owe forgiveness to the person who hurt you. They might never say sorry. They might never even realize the damage they caused. And it feels wrong, almost impossible that you forgive when the scales seem so tipped against you. But forgiveness isn't about them. It's about you. It's about breaking the chains that hold your heart hostage. It's about choosing peace, even when your soul screams for justice. It's about reclaiming your life from the hands of pain and bitterness. How do you forgive when it's unfair? How do you walk this path when the pain feels fresh, the wound still raw, and the offender unrepentant? Step one, let yourself feel. This is not a quick fix or a forced smile, it's raw. Scream if you need to. Cry until there are no more tears left. Pray with honesty. Pour out your pain, your confusion, your anger. Tell God exactly how you feel, because he's not surprised by your hurt. He knows your pain and he's right there in it with you. Sometimes healing starts with the freedom to be broken and real. Step two, cancel the debt. This isn't about excusing the offense or pretending it didn't happen. It's about making a decision to stop carrying the burden. Imagine holding a heavy ledger filled with every wrong done against you. You could keep carrying it forever, but forgiveness is choosing to set that ledger down. And even if they never apologize, even if they don't ask for it, you cancel the debt because you refuse to let it define your life any longer. Step three, redirect your focus. Forgiveness is a daily decision. Every time a painful memory surfaces or a trigger hits, you get to choose what you dwell on. The Bible says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, think about such things. Philippians 4:8. You have the power to focus on healing, on hope, on the promises God has for your future. Don't let the enemy use your pain to keep you stuck in the past. Remember, forgiveness isn't a one-time event. It's a muscle you build with practice. Some days you'll feel strong. Other days the pain will press heavy again. That's normal. You're not failing, you're fighting for your future. And every small step you take toward forgiveness is a victory. When forgiveness feels unfair, remind yourself who you are. Not a victim, but a victor in the making. You are stronger than your circumstances. Your worth isn't tied to what was done to you. Your peace isn't dependent on their remorse. You deserve freedom, joy, and healing, and that begins with the choice to forgive, even when it hurts, even when it's hard, and even when it's unfair. Forgiveness isn't a one and done moment. It's not a magic switch you flip and suddenly all the pain disappears. No, forgiveness is a daily choice, a muscle you have to build and strengthen over time. Some days it will feel natural, like breathing. Other days it will feel like climbing a mountain, heavy, exhausting, and almost impossible. But every single day you get to decide, will I choose peace or will I let the pain control me again? Triggers will come and they will try to steal your peace. A name, a place, a memory. Sometimes the smallest thing can reopen a wound you thought had healed. It's easy to get frustrated and feel like you're failing when that happens. You might think, I thought I forgave this, but here I am, angry and hurt again. But that's the reality of forgiveness. It's messy. It's a process, and it doesn't happen overnight. Each time a trigger hits, that moment is your opportunity to remind yourself, I chose peace. This simple statement is powerful because it puts you back in control. You're not a victim to your emotions or circumstances. You are a fighter, choosing freedom over bitterness, healing over resentment. And that fight is worth it. Forgiveness is an act of courage. It means facing the pain again and deciding not to let it win. It means choosing to believe that your future can be better than your past. It means trusting that there's a life waiting for you beyond the hurt, full of joy, love, and purpose. Remember, this daily choice isn't about forgetting or excusing what happened. It's about releasing the hold that unforgiveness has on you. It's about breaking the chains that keep you stuck in yesterday so you can step into the future God has for you. It's a daily surrender of your right to hold on to anger and resentment. Some days this choice will feel like a victory. Other days it will feel like a battle. And that's okay. What matters is that you keep choosing peace again and again. Each choice builds strength. Each moment of surrender chips away at the bitterness. You're not failing when you struggle with forgiveness. You're fighting for your future. You're training your heart to walk in freedom, step by step. So don't give up. Don't lose heart. Keep choosing peace. Keep choosing healing. Keep choosing the life you were meant to live. One day, this daily choice will become second nature. The weight of unforgiveness will grow lighter. The scars will start to fade. And you will find yourself standing in a place of freedom you never thought possible. When you finally release the weight of unforgiveness, something shifts inside you. It's like stepping out of a dark storm and into warm sunlight. A light that feels unfamiliar at first, but grows stronger every day. You may have believed that holding on to your pain was protecting you, or that letting go would leave you vulnerable and empty. But the truth is, forgiveness frees you. It opens a door to a new kind of life, one filled with joy, love, and purpose you might have thought was lost forever. Many people misunderstand forgiveness. They think it means forgetting what happened, pretending everything's okay, or rushing to reconcile before they're ready. But real forgiveness is none of those things. It's the moment when you decide that the person who hurt you doesn't get to keep holding your heart hostage. It's the moment you take your power back, reclaim your story, and stop letting bitterness shape your future. Forgiveness isn't about excusing the wrong or ignoring the pain. It's about freeing yourself. When you release unforgiveness, you open up space inside for healing to take root. You discover that you can still love and trust even after being hurt deeply. This is the light after the release, the place where new hope begins to grow. You might not feel it immediately. Sometimes letting go feels like falling apart, but that's just the old self breaking down. to make room for the new you. You don't fall apart. You rise. You rise stronger, wiser, and more whole than before. In that rising, you begin to live beyond the pain, beyond the scars, beyond the past that once controlled you. This transformation is a journey, not a moment. It's a process of choosing forgiveness every day, of reminding yourself that your past doesn't define you and that your future holds something better. Each step forward is a victory. Each act of grace toward yourself is a healing balm. Every time you decide to let go, you're building a new foundation, one based on peace, freedom, and love. When you live in that light, after the release, you see the world differently. You find new strength to pursue your dreams and new courage to love without fear. You discover a purpose beyond your pain, a calling that's bigger than the hurt you carried. You become a living example of what it means to be truly free. Oh, if you're still carrying unforgiveness today, know this: the person who hurt you does not get to keep you trapped. Your freedom is waiting, your joy is waiting. The life you were meant to live is waiting for you. Forgiveness isn't the end of your story, it's the beginning of your breakthrough. Today, I want to challenge you to make a powerful trade. Trade the heavy weight of why. Why did this happen? Why did they hurt me? Why was I left in this place of pain? Trade that endless, exhausting question for the sharp weapon of what's next. What is the next step you're going to take? What is the next chapter you're going to write in your story? Because the truth is, holding on to why only keeps you stuck. It chains you to the past, to the hurt, and to the person who wronged you. But choosing what's next sets you free. Forgiveness is not the end of your journey. It's the very beginning of the life you were meant to live. When you forgive, you're not saying the hurt never mattered. You're not pretending the pain didn't break you. What you're doing is reclaiming your future and making space for something better. Forgiveness opens the door to healing, restoration, and purpose. It's the first step toward a freedom so deep it changes everything. You may be afraid that forgiving means you're weak or that you're letting the other person off the hook. But real strength is found in choosing peace over bitterness, healing over anger, and hope over despair. It takes courage to face your pain head on, to feel the hurt without numbing it, and then to release it with intention. That courage is your key to freedom. So today, I want you to ask yourself, what am I willing to let go of so I can move forward? What weight am I ready to drop so I can live freely? Because holding on to unforgiveness only steals your joy and your future. It keeps you tied to a story that no longer serves you. Remember, forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. It's the light that breaks through your darkest moments. It's the hope that rises when you think all is lost. It's the peace that surpasses understanding, guarding your heart and mind from despair. You were never meant to carry this burden alone, and you were never meant to be defined by your pain. Today is your invitation to lay down that weight, to step into the light, and to walk boldly into the life waiting for you. This life is full of love, purpose, and joy. But it starts with your choice to forgive. Don't wait for the perfect moment or for them to apologize. The time is now. Choose forgiveness. Choose freedom. And choose to live the life you were created to live.